everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets, and welcome to my submission for Christine's 500 subscriber celebration hop. Congratulations, Christine, on that amazing accomplishment. The information for the celebration hop will be listed below in the more information section, so be sure to check it out. So today we're going to be making this fun fold card for a graduation. I adopted a senior through our town's Facebook page, and as part of it, I'm making his card. We're going to put a basket together because these seniors are not able to walk in graduation. They're missing their prom, they're missing their senior trip and everything that goes along with it, and saying goodbye to their friends. So I wanted to make this personalized card, and I thought this fun fold would be perfect for it. So I'm going to give you all of the dimensions for everything, but don't worry, they'll be listed below in the more information section, so be sure to check it out. You're going to take one piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock and cut it in half, just like you would to make a normal card base. You're going to score it at 5.5 inches, and then on one side, you're going to cut off 2 3/4. So you'll see there, that will make the front. Save that piece that's left over because you're going to be able to use it as a mat. Then you're going to take the remaining piece, which is also 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to cut it down to 3 1/2 by 10. What I did was I cut off the 1 inch first, and then I cut down to the 3 1/2, which gave me some strips, which you can use for sentiments. So I'll talk about that in a minute. Don't throw those extra pieces away. The pattern paper, you're going to cut down to 4 by 2.5. You're going to need 2 of those. 4 by 5 1/4, one sheet of that. For the inside, you're going to need 2, cut it 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm showing you those now. I'm actually going to cut another piece out, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Now, when you go to glue the pieces together for this interior piece, make sure that your card opens to the right, not to the left like a typical card would, because it's actually going to go in backwards. I almost made that mistake there, you can see, and I'm glad that I double checked because it would have been upside down. Now, if your paper doesn't have a specific orientation, it doesn't matter, but if it does, just make sure that your card opens the right and the correct way. So I put the pattern pieces down on the first piece that we created, the base piece, the piece that has the 2 3/4 cut off the front of it. That's the base. And then this interior piece, you can see I glued all the papers down, but then I'm using that mat that's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 to write my sentiment on. It's perfect for writing your note, stamping out your sentiment, whatever you want to do. Now I'm going to take my ATG and cover the back of this really, really well because this is what's going to glue the two pieces together. You can see I'm using way more ATG than I normally do. I'm going to take that and I'm going to line it up with the very edge of my card, the longer edge of the base piece. And that is I'm going to press it down nice and good. And then that is the whole entire card base put together. And you'll see in a couple minutes that front actually changes. I changed my mind because the diploma didn't look right on there. There wasn't enough contrast. So I was trying to figure out where I'm going to put things. This is just the decoration portion. So I used my Cricut to cut out a bunch of images. This is the silhouette of a boy in a graduation cap and gown, or graduation gown, throwing his cap in the air. So I cut that out of black from my Cricut. I also cut out the University of Delaware logo, which is where he's going to be going next year, as well as the Cricut wrote out a diploma for him, and I personalized it with his name and the class of 2020 on it. Now I'm just trying to figure out pieces, for decoration. The original card that I saw actually had a image that kind of held the front down, but I kept looking for pop dots and I tried to figure it out and it just wasn't working for me. So I decided to scratch that idea, and I actually cut out a second die from the MFT die set that I had, and it was all sports. I don't remember the name of it, it's retired now. But there was a baseball and a soccer ball, and then I colored those in with some of the Faber-Castell bold markers. So now you're going to see this is the logo for the university that he's going to. So I put it back together like a puzzle because there are pieces. The UD is actually going to be in white. So I needed to put the interior pieces back in so that it would look correct when I took out the middle piece. You'll see what I mean. So I put it back together like a puzzle. That one little piece just really did not want to stick down, so I had to use my nails and kind of hold it back into place and then move it around. But once I glue down that blue circle, it's going to look like the logo. So I used my Zig 2-way glue pen. For this, I used the Scotch ATG as well as my Zig. I love those two adhesives. I have been using the MFT Precision Glue, and I like that too, but I really, really do like my Zig 2-way glue pen. I feel like I have more control over that. So there is the logo for the university, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it. Did I want to put it on the side? And then I realized I really liked it on the opposite side of where I was going to write the message. Now you can see I tore off the original piece of cardstock that I had on there. I cut it down to the exact same size, which is the 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And this one just has a little bit of blue in it, so it just gave it a little bit of pop, and the diploma didn't blend into the background like it did on the congratulations. So I'm using my ATG to put tape down on the front of it, and I really like the way this looks. I also used my Faber-Castell bold marker. You'll see on the end, I didn't put this in there, but I colored in the little ribbon on the diploma red. So now I'm just taking a piece of yellow cardstock because University of Delaware's colors are blue and yellow and white. And I just thought that, again, would give it a little pop of color. And there's also yellow on the front now, so I wanted to use yellow in a different spot. And I'm just going to use my Zig 2-way glue pen as well as my ATG to adhere these in place. He played soccer and baseball and likes to watch professional sports, so I thought this would be a great addition. And I'm going to write my message to him on that piece of black cardstock that was a matte. So that's the card. It was fairly easy to put together. I hope that you guys try this out. I really, really like the way that it turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please follow along with the hop. I will see you guys again real soon. Bye.